Welcome to the RNC. I just want to go through the three messages that we've heard at the RNC so far. And I want to point out that, of course, like everyone else, I have an ego. So I'm looking for how that party is addressing me. Me. So here's the first one. They say they talk about their God given rights to bear arms. They haven't, for example, talked about even just the police shooting that happened yesterday in Kenosha. They haven't mentioned any of those lives that are lost and the terrorism that is brought, nor the protests that have followed. They haven't mentioned that. So they failed to mention me. In fact, they've taken rights away from me for the sake of their own. Protect you from thugs and rioters, Trump says. So again, related to either immigration, related to the protests that are going on now, um, related to that couple, the McCloskeys, who yielded guns at protesters, to reduce that entire issue to rioting and thuggery, they've not addressed me at all for the sake of a very snapshot of how they see it. And then you've had, as people on the net have been calling, a bunch of coons say that there's no race problem and that those who talk about race are crying victimhood. Now, I don't need to get all Freudian on here to say, hold the mirror up. You're the one who's being victimized by this caste system. This is the last ditch. At the same time, the base of this party is not me. The base of the Republican Party under Trumpism has got narrower and narrower, such that the last election was literally won by white voters with no college education. All over the country, however, even that has changed as a percentage of eligible voters. Even in the places that are contested, those so called battleground states, the share of white people who don't have a college education has decreased. And in many cases, the share of people of color and white people with degrees has increased. So don't rest on your laurels on this news, but understand, have empathy for the RNC. They're feeling like victims. Their hold atop the caste system is sincerely threatened in another. And the fact that we hear this George Wallace rhetoric now, that was disturbing. The civil rights movement disturbed the caste system. We're at another reckoning now where this caste system of white supremacy, capitalism, patriarchy is being so displaced, made so uncomfortable. People are literally, when Apple made that iPhone and they put a camera and the internet on the phone, did they know that they were empowering people to say, hey, look at what's going on around us? I may be beautiful in my selfies, but when I point my camera to the world around us, looking like me, this is what I see. And that's where the Republican Party is not able to address anybody like me. The entire concept of intersectionalities is lost.